Thank you for joining us. We will be bringing you a look back at the Champions League, and we will be looking back at the round of 16 draw that happened last Friday morning. We will be getting your thoughts on that. We will take a look at the Premier League results over the weekend. We will preview the fixtures coming up midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll also be talking about this whole situation in Iran and how it's going to fall out in terms of the World Cup and stuff like that, and what's going to happen there. Who knows? Very hard to know what the future is in relation to that. We'll also be bringing you a roundup of the Irish Premier League and Division 1, of course, as well. And we'll get Marky's thoughts on that as well. And we'll bring you bang up to date on 3 big games going on tonight across Europe. Obviously, closer to home here, St. Pat's 0, Galway 0, 62 minutes gone. That's in the Premier Division League of Ireland. La Liga at the moment, Real Madrid half-time losing 1-0 at the moment to Getafe. And in the Championship at the moment, a big game at the moment, especially in terms of the title race. Birmingham as well looking to kind of pitter away in terms of those playoff positions. But at the moment, it's half-time. Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 2. Middlesbrough trying to close the gap, of course, on Coventry there. Let us know your thoughts on that as well. Marky will be joining us shortly. He just got a little bit delayed. He said he'd be on in about 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll begin. The big news that came into us on Friday evening. The gaffer himself, Browner, contacted me. Evening, bro. Hope you're good, Baz. All good, my friend. The gaffer contacted me on Friday night and he says, Niall, we have another confirmation for the Premiership legends against Kelly's Heroes. And it's the man mountain himself, Jaap Stam, of course. Fabulous footballer, unbelievable defender, has been confirmed now for this fantastic match, May the 16th, in with the Kelly's Heroes, in memory, of course, of Stephen Kelly and stuff like that. QR code up there in the corner, folks. If you want to scan it, that will bring you directly to Eventbrite to purchase tickets. They're not that expensive. There's a fabulous meet and greet. There's going to be a gala dinner. They got the match on the day. We're going to be there well represented on the day as well. The podcast, of course, we're going to be doing interviews with fans. We're going to be doing interviews with players. We're going to be shooting footage that we will release at a later date and all that kind of good stuff as well. So make sure you join us for that. It's going to be a fabulous day. You will not get better value in terms of a meet and greet and a match day experience than what you get out of this. Absolutely fabulous. Jaap Stam joining a fantastic lineup there. Of course, Brian McClare, Jason McAteer, Wes Brown, Jermaine Pennant, now Jaap Stam, of course, Stilian Petrov, Jermaine Beckford, Ian Hart, Andy Cousins, and of course the Yak so far confirmed as well. So massive names confirmed for this Premiership Legends lineup against Kelly's Heroes in Stradbrook and Blackrock, of course, May the 16th. So if you can make it, definitely come along. Just let you know, 66 minutes gone, still St. Pat's 0, Galway 0. Galway they're having a real good start to the season. Teams are finding it very difficult to break them down and stuff like that. So always put on a real tough match, both home and away. So we'll see how that pans out at the moment. At Richmond at the moment, Pat's 0, Galway 0. Right, let's talk about the Champions League. What's your thoughts on that, folks, at the moment? You've seen the draw there the other day. We got PSG versus Chelsea, Galatasaray versus Liverpool, Real Madrid versus Man City, Atalanta versus Bayern Munich. Then on the other side of the draw, we got Newcastle, Barcelona, Atletico, Tottenham Hotspur. We got Bodo Glimt versus Sporting, and we got Leverkusen versus Arsenal. Certainly the easier side of the draw, I would say. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen here? Big up, Phil. Big up, lad. Hope you were good. I know. What did you think of Elimination Chamber the other night? I'll reserve my thoughts, Phil, for Wednesday. We're doing it Wednesday this week as well, folks. Don't forget that. So tomorrow night, hopefully covering the Wolves-Liverpool game. But Wednesday, we will be doing Pro Wrestling Weekly. We get all the thoughts on the Elimination Chamber, the fallout from Raw tonight, and what it means on the road to Las Vegas to WrestleMania 42. I think overall, Phil, I think it was a decent show. I think there were certain elements of it that let it down a little bit. I will get into it, of course, on Wednesday night, but I thought the overriding thing about the show really was the crowd were fucking terrible. For a Chicago crowd with their own guy in there, their own son in there, the second city saint, I thought the crowd were absolutely horrific. That's my overriding thought on and stuff like that. We'll get into it more on Wednesday when we start on about the likes of Danhausen and who won and who's going to match up and what's going to happen and all this kind of stuff. Still a lot to be decided and all. The one thing I have said all along is I don't think any of the four main titles are going to end up as one-on-one matches at WrestleMania. I think there's too much talent in there to drop out of that main event picture, and I think WWE have created a sword for their back, if you like, in terms of the way they've presented things and the way they've let it run up, and also how late they've come to the party in terms of organising stuff and all. So we'll see what happens. Big up, Al. Hope you're good. Will you watch Raw tonight? I won't. I normally watch Raw Tuesday morning, Al, in the shop. I don't stay up for Raw. I had a heavy week last week of podcasting and stuff like that, so it's back to the normal run of the mill shows. We might have a watch along on Friday night. There might be a double watch along actually. There's a League of Ireland, there's a Dublin Derby on. I can't remember, it comes to mind now. I can't remember, but there's also Wolves versus Liverpool at Molyneux in the FA Cup. So we may have another double watch along on the back of last week. So hopefully all good. How are you, pal? All good, pal. How are you, Dave? Hope you're good. What's the story? The story is good, my friend. The story is good. 49 minutes gone. Birmingham have pulled a goal back against Middlesbrough. Now Birmingham City 1, Middlesbrough 2. Real Madrid still half time there at the moment. Getafe 1-0 up. And Pats and Galway is, as you were, 0-0. Just to let you know. Elimination Chamber was decent. The Punk versus Balor was a great fight. Women matches weren't great. The women's chamber match I thought was decent. And I think that's always a problem we spoke about on the podcast. I think they struggle when they put the women's match on first. I think they struggle because they set such a high standard. And I think that's a real problem then, How are we?
Hello, cuz. What's the story?
Not bad. How are you? Not a bother at all. Not a bother at all.
All good in the hood.
Yeah, absolutely. Why did I say I might be able to do this a little bit better? Can I? Let's see, can I shift this around a little bit? How's that look? Is that better for you? You can now see the slides. Yeah, that's better. Cool. I don't know whether it'll work for all the slides. Maybe it's because it's might have to go.
We're getting old, cuz.
We are getting a little bit old. That might work a little bit better, does it? I know I'm much smaller, but
Hey,
surely that will work for us.
We look like Oompa Loompas, huh?
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Phil saying hi, Marco. All good. I just touched on. I'll go back a slide, Marky, because I'm just on slide 2. Slide 1, obviously, Yap Stam announced last Friday night for the Premiership Legends.
How you feel? What's
fantastic event? Thoughts? The man mountain himself.
Massive announcement. Obviously, Yap is a gent, but on the pitch, he's another beast. It's as we've been promoting on here. It's such a great day out, and to meet someone like of Yap's stature is fantastic. I've been lucky enough to be in his company on several occasions over the last few years, and like I said, he's just a gent. His 2 sons are coming over, as far as I know, as well, and they're very good on the pitch as well. And he loves bringing the family over. His wife and his daughter were over with the daughter's boyfriend in Dundalk last year, and the sons were over at Airfield. So they love coming over here. They love spending time in Ireland, and it's a great pedigree of a player to have on the day, and really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to be there, cuz, on the day?
Yeah, should be, yeah. That's the plan at the moment, anyway.
And Mr. Reid is coming down as well, I heard, is it?
He is, yeah. He's coming down as well, and I think Dazzler will be there as well. There'll be a good few in attending. There'll be a good few attending because we've a lot of footage to shoot and stuff, So I have the guys coming down to give me a hand and stuff like that. Brendan and Darren will be helping me out with interviews and all that kind of stuff.
Footage of me in the dugout, is it?
That's it. Footage of you in the goal.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Right, so one of your predictions came true anyway at Atlanta for the Champions League. In interesting fashion, I have to say.
Yeah, Jesus.
Courtesy of a Dortmund scorpion kick in the last seconds.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
What's your picks then? You're looking at this. This is the draw both sides. Obviously, the left-hand side is the much more difficult draw.
Yeah. You look at Arsenal. They've been given. I wouldn't when it comes to the round 16. There's never a handy draw, but they've been given a favourable draw compared to some of the others.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Barcelona, massive game there, Athletic and Spurs, and yeah, yeah. For me, look at Madrid and City there. That's going to be unbelievable.
Mm.
Yourselves, you can't take Galatasaray for granted. I think if you could get a draw over there in Istanbul and bring it back to Anfield, as you well know, because them games in Anfield when you have to win under the lights, Champions
Yeah.
League knockout phase.
Mm.
You wouldn't want to be anywhere. Yeah, some massive games there for me. Obviously, to stand out, like I said, Madrid and City, PSG and Chelsea should be a good one as well. And yeah, Newcastle, Barcelona. It just depends what Newcastle show up against them, isn't it? Like they've.
That's better. Where's Marky gone?
Been very hit and miss in,
Yeah, no,
in
you're
the
there. You're
in the
back now.
Premier League,
You're
and
back.
when it comes to the
Yeah.
Champions League, they're a different beast, like in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I was just saying, you wouldn't know what Newcastle are going to show up on the night against Barcelona because they're completely different beast in the Champions League than what they have been in the Premier League this season, and even at the weekend proved that as well against Everton.
I think the difficulty is if this was a one-off game, you kind of have a chance, but because it's two-legged, I
Yeah.
think then like the better teams will kind of shine through because they'll have that.
Yeah.
It's not like a one-off cup
quality.
final. They'll have the quality to
Yeah.
show through over two legs and stuff like that. And I think
100%.
obviously it was an interesting draw as well. The one thing I spoke to Darren about, I mean, we've waxed lyrical about
100%.
this new format and how we've liked it and stuff like that and all the rest of it and stuff. But how are you feeling about it like now when you look at the way it's played out this year with the round of 16? Like if you think about it, Arsenal got Leverkusen. We won the league last year and we got PSG.
Yeah.
So like it's a difference, and obviously like it is what it is in terms of how it washes out and how teams qualify and stuff like that and all. But this year seems very different insofar as a lot of the big teams have drawn each other, and I'm sure UEFA would have liked a lot of these teams to avoid each other, especially in the round of 16.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
You would have expected that, particularly where you almost feel like there's something happening with you always hear these methods about how they heat some of the balls up and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I think listen, it's a fair enough draw. Like I said, I think Arsenal will be the most happy of all the English clubs there of how it went. If they do beat Bayer Leverkusen, they have Bodo Glimt or Sporting Lisbon, so they couldn't have asked for any more than that, really.
They've literally passed through to the semis, and we would assume in the semis, I'm thinking either Barcelona or Atleti.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how I would be looking at. Just to keep you updated, folks. Still 1-0 to Getafe against Real Madrid at the moment. Birmingham 2-1 down to Middlesbrough in the championship.
Is it
Pats and Galway still 0-0 at the moment. 74 minutes gone in that game. Galway with a good showing there so far. Right, give us your picks. What are you picking for the quarter final here? Who's going through top to bottom? Let's go.
Again, it's so hard with Chelsea, isn't it? You never know what Chelsea are going to show up of an occasion, but I'm going to go PSG. I'm going to go Liverpool. I'm going to go Real Madrid. Just our experience in Europe at this stage, and obviously you've been thereabouts over the last few years, and obviously won it there a few years ago when they won the treble. I'm gonna stick with. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I think Bayern Munich over the two legs. I think we'll just those two legs. I think will have plenty of goals in them. To be fair,
you have to go with Bayern, don't you?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
Bayern.
Bayern Munich to go through.
I mean, to me, Bayern would be like a shout to win it this year, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
When you think of how they're performing and the amount of goals that are going in and all.
Harry Kane.
Big up bonkers, 4:45 kickoff for Galatasaray again. Interesting.
Nice one. Then the far side, the two Spanish teams on top. Listen, you can't rule Bodo Glimt out after what they've achieved. Some of the results that they've gotten. That's going to be very,
Sporting won't fancy that away tie either.
No,
really tough up there.
I think it could be won and lost in the first game. To be fair, I'm gonna go Bodo. I'm gonna go Bodo Glimt, and I'm gonna go Arsenal.
Obviously, Arsenal.
Yeah.
What's your kind of pick at the moment, who do you think is winning it? Or has it changed from where we started out?
Obviously, it's tough. If I'm gonna go look at the two sides of the draw there, on the right hand side, I'm going. It's either Barcelona or Arsenal on that side for me in the final. On the far side, I think it's either gonna be Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just maybe Madrid love this competition. You can never rule them out. They haven't been playing great at all. But they just seem to get over the line when needs be.
Well, they're going to potentially face each other in the round quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Big up, Brian. Hope you're good, pal. Hope you are good. My sister called
Is-
wanting to chat. We passed the curry idea for River Bar.
Hey, hey. I went. I keep going past River Bar, and you'll have to let me know what your sister looks like, Brian, so I can say hello.
Acers is in United cheating yesterday. Never a penalty and red card. Absolutely scandalous. Thoughts?
Brian or Acer, sorry. To me, listen, it's a penalty. It doesn't matter what you think of it.
You didn't say that when Gahey dragged down Salah.
That was outside the box.
It was, yeah. Did you see where he grabbed feckin' thing? That was outside the box too.
I know the referee said it was on the line, which counts as inside the
It
box.
was a horrific weekend for refereeing, I have to say.
But the one that caught me was the Sunderland one. How that wasn't a penalty against Bournemouth when your man goes right through the back of him,
Yeah.
But Aces, it's a red card because the referee's saying about Dogso he's denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. So
yeah,
it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. Even though the ball was well away from him at that stage and all, he wasn't in
But
control
see,
of the ball either.
they take everything into consideration where the player's going to, where the ball is, the defender, if there's any defenders behind them, where the goalkeeper's position is as well. And obviously they've taken enough time to.
Well, the ball was miles away from him.
Well, it went ahead of him, but they'll take everything into consideration. What I'm saying is, it isn't just that; it's the defender's position, the goalkeeper's position.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is, if you've lost the control of the ball and the ball's away from you, how can it be denying of a goal scoring opportunity if you're nowhere near the ball?
See, he wasn't in control of the ball because of the push. So when he's getting pushed over, the ball hit off him.
The pull,
the pull, or whatever you want to call it. But see, and the thing about the red card is, Aces, as well. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-footed lunge where it's a smash in the face, it's a pull of the jersey or whatever. If they consider it dogs out, it doesn't matter what one of those it is. It's going to be a red card.
Did you see the announcement today? Demolition going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I've seen that. Undertaker done it online. Yeah. His esteem on it, very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you reckon Axe is gonna have his hair like he did at SummerSlam that time?
I've no idea. I'm surprised they I met them a couple of times now. Nice fellas. I got a set of custom Funko Pops done that they signed for me. So it was very cool to meet them. Yeah, it was very, very cool.
As well,
nice fellas, yeah. And they didn't announce Crush though.
Yeah.
I thought they would have announced Crush, but I don't know. Maybe someone is looking after his estate because obviously he passed away.
Yeah.
And maybe there's back and forth there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would say there is, and they had the two lads on the what was it? It wasn't Taker's show or anything like that, wasn't it?
No, I'd say Taker's just the guy who kind of launches and announces the Hall of Fame announcements now. You've seen it last week with AJ Styles and stuff and all on Raw, the tribute stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Yeah, we go through all the wrestling folks on Wednesday anyway, because obviously we've Wolves Liverpool tomorrow night and stuff. So we will go through that. Hopefully Liverpool go third on the table. A few goals. Happy enough. A lot of Man United fans at the moment showing a lot of chest these days. Needs to be sorted out. What are you going the other side of the draw then? What are you looking at final wise? Reckon Arsenal get to the final?
See, it's a thing. If it's like Barcelona and Arsenal in the semi-final, it's been a long time since Arsenal have gotten there. But you reckon will Nurse get to them? Will they bottle it? I think on their form this season, you'd expect them to be in the final, and probably win it by a set piece or something like that, a corner and a header from Gabriel or Saliba or something. But I'm actually, I think Arsenal or Barca, and I think if it was a semi-final of them two, I think Barcelona would do them over the two legs, if I'm being honest.
Right, let's go quick rundown then of the results at the the weekend. There was obviously some very interesting ones. Well, let's see, can I get this a little bit bigger for you? How's that look?
Yeah,
A bit better. Let's see, can I just might be able to size this up a little bit. See, can I? Might allow me just to make it a little bit kind of. You still see that? Is that okay for you? Perfect. Cool. Right. Let's kick it off then. Obviously, Friday night was the watch along, and we had Wolves 2, Aston Villa 0. I think Marky's after freezing again there. Let's see if he comes back. Barcelona will destroy Arsenal comfortably, Aces reckons. Newcastle will get a result against United on Wednesday night. You think? Interesting. I think you're frozen, Marky. You might have to go out and come back in. Let's see, can I get you back? Disappeared on me. I've lost Marky. Let's see, can I get him to come back in? You'll have to come back in, Mark. Wait for him to come back in anyway. We'll start going down through them anyway. Wolves with a comprehensive win, I thought, on Friday night. We covered it on the watch along and that double watch along, but Wolves I thought were full value for the win. I thought Aston Villa on the night were absolutely horrific. So poor. That best Wi-Fi on shutdown mode, yeah, absolutely. That's how it looks. Let's see. He'll come back in now shortly, I'd say. Hopefully. But yeah, I thought Wolves on Friday night were full value. I thought Aston Villa were really, really, really poor. I get back into these comments in the chat. There we go. Yeah, then we get into Saturday. Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 1. Sunderland with a nice goal to open up the scoring, and then Bournemouth getting the equaliser. Was certainly an interesting one. Burnley 3, Brentford 4. What an insane game that was. I'm sure Marky will have his thoughts on that as well when he comes back in. Absolutely crazy stuff. Burnley, I think, with 2 goals disallowed. I think Burnley went 4-3 up first, got disallowed. Then Brentford scored, and but a brilliant result for Brentford. Absolutely fantastic. And also Keith Andrews getting that 6-year contract out to 2032 was absolutely phenomenal as well. Great result for Brentford. Liverpool 5, West Ham 2. Half time looked like it was going to be a procession. Liverpool really on it at the weekend. Most chances that fell to them, they actually scored. So for a change, we were on it and we were putting the ball away and taking our chances. So that looks good at the moment. Really good news today as well. It looks like Alexander Isak might be back for April, is the talk, or back in training in April anyway. So we'll see what happens there. That would be great and push to the end of the season to have him back. And obviously the gaffer confirming as well that he's not sure if Florian Wirtz will make the Tuesday game, but he may be back in time for the Friday game. So let's see what happens there. Latest scores, 85 minutes gone. Pats Galway 0-0, Real Madrid 0, Getafe 1, and Birmingham 1, Middlesbrough 3. Middlesbrough after picking up another goal there, extending it 3-1 to close that gap on Coventry at the top of the championship. Yeah, bonkers, you're right. Villa have been awful lately, absolutely, and they have this is kind of their drop off time as well, bonkers, isn't it? We've known for a number of years now, we see them where they have such a good run in the league, and then kind of European endeavours catch up with them, and all of a sudden they just gas out and they just fall apart. I mean, I wonder how the Aston Villa hierarchy would feel if they were to fall out of those Champions League places now, and that's a real threat at the moment, because they're kind of in free fall, and it's mad. Like, you think when you're up at that level as well, 2 or 3 games out, and like all of a sudden you're in no man's land, or 2 or 3 wins and you're still kind of in the title picture, So an interesting one, all right, but they have been awful, all right. Newcastle 2, Everton 3. Everton pick up in a big win away from home again. Can't pick up a thing at the Hill Dixon, at the home, the new stadium there in Liverpool, but on the road is where they seem to get their best joy. And again, heaps a little bit of pressure back on Eddie Howe again, of course, losing at home to Everton. Wouldn't have been on the charts. Leeds United 0, Man City 1 was the evening game. City picking up the 3 points, keep the pressure on Arsenal. Interesting game. I thought Man City again, although they saw it out and stuff like that, you could see again the pressure they're under. You could feel the pressure of this title race, when you get into that last 20 minutes of a game. I mean, this Leeds game basically mirror image the Newcastle game from the previous week as well, where they just were under the cosh, something fierce. Something fierce. Let's just move. That out of there. Hopefully Marky will jump back on. He must be having a problem with his Wi-Fi or something. And also then we get into Sunday. 4 really interesting games there on Sunday. United picking up the win against Palace. Palace obviously going down to 10 men. The Penal Crow going off. Big loss for them and stuff like that. They've looked at odds at the back. Crystal Palace since Gahey exited the building, and you can see how Gahey now at Man City is solidifying that Man City back line in order to be able to push on and stuff. Here's Marky back in now. Big up. What's happening? The Wi-Fi having the gremlins, is it?
Yeah. I tried to get on the phone there. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's it. It's a Wi-Fi.
Sorry about
so it could be just acting up. Yeah, no problem at all. Just going down through the results. We're just there on Sunday now. Man United, Crystal Palace obviously descending off on the penalty and all, kind of paved away the game. Obviously Palace created a couple of chances now, but reasonably comfortable for United once there was a send off.
Wasn't a great performance in the first half. Dallo was absolutely terrible. I text you about him on Sunday, but listen, second half and improved a bit, and it obviously gave us an advantage with the penalty and the sending off. After that, I was just going to say, after that, we obviously when Sesko scored, and it's 2-1. Palace still had a few chances where you're thinking, right, you're against 10 men. We had created chances as well. Xerxes came on and did decent enough, but it was nervy at the end there. But delighted with the 3 points, and we keep this unbeaten run going.
Yeah, and a big game coming up. We'll preview the midweekers now shortly on the next slide. But it was a big game, and it was an interesting one as well, because obviously with Leeds losing to Man City, with the way the results went, it kind of felt like a bit of a free hit, because obviously Brighton beating Nottingham Forest, and obviously with Fulham beating Tottenham as well. What do you make of Tottenham? They're in trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. It wasn't great. I put a Wobie into my fancy there. I just had a feeling they do something against them. And Jesus, they've just been desperate. You could see some of the players want out. What are they on, 29 points or something now? Is it? Or
they're in trouble. They're in trouble. I don't know. I haven't got the table here in front of me, but they're in serious trouble. I think they're flirting with the top of that. They were lucky that they were very lucky that everything went their way, Tottenham, because obviously we bet West Ham. So that kind of helped them out, and kind of I reckon with Tottenham this season, if Tottenham survive, it won't be because of them. It'll be because the other teams aren't good enough to go above them.
Yeah, 100%.
More so than what Tottenham do. I think Tottenham each week now are going to be really looking at the table and where the fixtures are and what's happening and stuff like that in August. I think Tottenham have to come to Anfield as well, as far as I know, in the next couple of games. So that could be where the pressure lies and where the twist is, Big up, Graham. I hope you're good. Really looking forward to Spurs versus Millwall in the Championship. That's if Millwall don't get promoted, pal. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Millwall are looking pretty good for a promotion or a promotional playoff place anyway, that's for sure. Graham, it's not looking good. And then I see today, just to heap more misery on you, they're looking at potentially taking sporting directors out of Chelsea. I don't know whether that's the answer either, is it?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. There'll be a mass exodus as well, Graham, I'd imagine. They ain't going to keep Mickey van der Ven and players like that if you head down to the Championship. I wouldn't have thought anyway. Everyone else will just come in like the vultures and take the slim pickings out of that squad and stuff like that, and that'll be the case. But yeah, tough couple of weeks coming up for Tottenham. They need to fix up real quick. And then obviously Arsenal, Chelsea. Interesting game. I thought Chelsea were very good in this game for large parts of it. St. Pat's have just scored, folks, in the 90th minute, I think.
No
Pat's
wonder,
won.
no wonder Graham was in the chat.
Grahamo straight into the chat. I'm surprised
Yeah.
Grahamo isn't over at Richmond. He's normally over at Richmond for these games. He might be there. Oh, if not Millwall, then QPR. Yeah, QPR. Yeah.
And Graham, over here, the McDowell's got taken over by a man who owns Padder Browns. They bought that today.
There you go.
Someone wrote, Wolftown sponsoring the St. Pat's third jersey, and your man taking over McDowell's. They are officially the IRA.
That's mad, isn't it? That
Yes.
is mad. Yeah, Grahamo, let us know. Are you over at Richmond at the moment? You're normally at the games, aren't you? Did you make it over for the Monday night game? Let us know if you're there. Let us know what it's like. I'm sure it's Raptors at the moment. 90+2. Pats after taking 1-0 lead, a massive 3 points. Galway will be sick after getting the 90 minutes and not seeing it out. And I'd mentioned, Mark, when you were gone, Borough's now gone 3-1 up against Man City, or against Birmingham City in the championship. Spurs will go the same like Leeds did in 2004. They really could, Phil. They really could. Imagine championship games next season in that stadium. Good Lord.
Imagine teams coming up from League One to play them. It's mad. Mad.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that we're at game week, I think what is it game week 29? Game week 29. What you're thinking at the moment? What are you thinking title wise, relegation wise?
Yeah,
European spots.
Obviously, Arsenal are in the driving seat. I know they still have to play City. You know, a lot can happen between now and then. I think City have the game in hand, don't they? So if they win that, day it goes back to 2 points again, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah. So
yeah, and then they also have to. They play them at the Etihad as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's
April
going to be
18th, I think it is.
massive game in what will. But yeah, sure. Listen, cause we could be there. You know, if we keep this run up and people drop points.
Listen,
do you know what? Relegation. I'm just looking at it here. Tottenham around 29 points. Forest 27. West Ham 25. Yeah.
Burnley and Wolves gone anyway.
Burnley and Wolves, 19 at the Wolves, 13. Burnley, 19 points. West Ham are they're struggling, man. Struggling. Forest are playing City on Tuesday or Wednesday, aren't they?
Forest are playing, City are at home to Forest on Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't fancy their chances.
Actually, if you want. I'll bring it up there for you so you can see it. There you go. There are the fixtures.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I was just looking at Forest. I was looking at their games earlier on. So the City. So they've obviously City away. Then they're in the last 16 of the Europa League, which can be a distraction, as you well know. Then they've Fulham. They've the second leg of that. Then they've Spurs, Villa. It's going to be tough for them over the next few weeks. But West Ham probably will have the slight advantage of not having obviously those 2 European games in between. You know, so yeah, I do feel for Forest. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Right, let's get into then. Tuesday, obviously, we've Bournemouth, Brentford.
Yeah.
Keith Andrews, 6-year contract.
Yeah, and listen, going on a few previous games, there should be goals in this now. Me saying that has probably put the mockers on it. It'll probably be 0-0 now, you know. Yeah, delighted for him getting the contract. Like I said, myself and I think everyone else in the chat and yourself wouldn't have given him any hope when he was given a job, considering some of the things that was going on in the club and all. But he's done a phenomenal job.
Has he done? Here's a question for you. And we know how this sometimes goes. Obviously, when you're kind of like a kind of an interim or on a short contract, whatever you want to call it. Has he done enough to warrant a 6-year contract? Or could this potentially end up being a rod for Brentford's back?
I don't know about 6-year deal. I'm not too fond of these long contracts that we've seen Chelsea start to bring in a few years ago. You know, 7-year deals and stuff like that. You know,
and I'd like to say I'm not saying he hasn't.
No.
Either, you know what I mean?
100%.
I think he's done a stellar job.
If you're bringing a manager in, you'd probably say a 2-year deal with an extension of a year, so 3 years really. You know, that type of way. To give him that to build. 6
Is it
years.
is it to protect them as well? Potentially a bigger club coming in for him.
That's what I was just going to say. Given that 6 years, you're obviously giving them the longevity and the length, and that a
Mm,
club will come in and say, right, well, listen, you have to pay this amount now because he's on that 6 year deal rather than a 2 year deal with an extra
yeah,
year or whatever. So
yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with that as well, So,
Mm,
but delighted for him, like we spoke about the likes of Stephen Rice and the lads in the background team as well, and
yeah.
they've been phenomenal this season. Even
Mm,
even that game over the weekend against Burnley, Burnley were very unlucky to have the goals ruled out and stuff like that, but
yeah.
you know, you look at how they went 3-0 and then Burnley came back and they kept plugging away and ended up winning it, and it just
Mm. It
just
was
shows.
mad the way it flipped though, wasn't it? It was Burnley went 4-3 up, but then the
Yeah,
goal disallowed. Then
and yeah,
Brentford scored, went
oh,
4-3
yeah,
up. Then Burnley scored again,
Ashley
disallowed
Barnes.
again. Scotty
Oh man,
Parker just can't. He can't win. Jury
can't
down
catch a
Scotty.
break at all,
Yeah, not at
But
all. Not at all.
yeah, no, I'm delighted for Keith, really am, from talking to one or two people in the Irish camp that were involved with him, like he's such a brilliant football brain, and
Mm,
like, to be honest with you, I didn't really see it when we seen him on Virgin Media back in the day, and he'd be sitting there with Brian Kerr and all, and I
yeah.
never really seen it, but yeah, he's really been impressive,
Yeah, absolutely. Everton, Burnley, obviously Everton picking up a big 3 points on their travels again, but can't catch a break at all at the
They-
Hill Dixon.
No, they haven't won there since the start of
Mm.
December, and I think it was Forest who we just talked about that they bet.
Chill
Uh,
down, big up Daz.
Daz in the house. Yeah, I think. Listen, I Beto. What haven't been a big fan of him, but he played fantastic there the weekend against Newcastle. I'm a big fan of Barry, but I think Beto will start against Burnley. And yeah, I think obviously Burnley be chomping at the bit after what happened over the weekend. They'll want to
Mm.
recover from that. But I think Everton are going to win here by a few goals. I think this could be their second win at home since the start of December.
Interesting. Let us know your predictions in the chat, folks, as well. If you've any predictions in there, just let you know. Full time at Richmond, Pats 1, Galway 0. The other two games, 79 minutes gone in the championship. Birmingham 1, Middlesbrough 3, and 74 minutes gone at Real in Madrid. Real Madrid 0, Getafe 1. Acers was saying earlier that Mbappe and Bellingham have been awful tonight. There we go. Leeds Sunderland. Big game.
Yeah, like Leeds were very unlucky. I thought they deserved a point against City
Mm,
on Saturday night. They were very unlucky. They played really good football and should have had a penalty,
mm,
in my opinion. It was a handball. But yeah, and Sunderland, again, they were very unlucky not to have a penalty against Bournemouth, and they went
yeah,
1-0 up, and Bournemouth got back into a great ball
yeah.
with Tavernier.
Mm.
I think this be a draw. I think it has a draw written on it, to be fair.
Tough place to go, though. The only thing with Leeds, I find with Leeds as well, there's a lot of good stuff about Leeds and stuff like that, but they're just lacking that little bit of cutting edge quality, aren't they? They've had a bit of joy this week, this season, obviously with Calvert Lewin staying fit and stuff like that. But I think
But
they,
and you
you
look at
know,
it, sorry, you just mentioned Carver Lewin. That chance
mm,
he had at the start of the game on Saturday evening could have went 1-0
yeah,
up, could have been a different game.
yeah,
Obviously they brought Noah Okafor in, he's been lucky with injuries, and
yeah. Mm.
Darlow has been fantastic for them in goal.
Nando's hardly featured.
No, yeah.
They're relying on the boy Aronson and stuff.
Aronson,
So
yeah. And
yeah,
he's
they
been good. Aronson's been good in fairness,
yeah,
He has
yeah.
looked leggy over the last few weeks, but he's been very good,
Yeah, he's put in a lot of mileage this season, that's for sure.
100%.
What are you going for Leeds? You went for a draw, did you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Went
for
for
a
a
draw
draw.
there, yeah.
Wolves, Liverpool. And Molyneux.
I'd expect you to win, to be fair.
Double header there. They were very good on Friday night against Villa. They made Villa
They
look
were
real ordinary on
they
Friday
were
night.
very good, and in
Yeah,
fairness, but you'd expect the quality that you
yeah.
have a bit more quality in there than Villa had on Friday night. So I'd expect you to win, and it won't be easy though. It might be a goal or so, but I'd expect you in a way win here.
Do you know the thing about it? This can be sometimes really good for us, but because we know Rob Edwards, he's not going to play low block around like that.
No,
Rob
no, no,
Edwards
no,
likes to play football and put teams out there and stuff.
100%.
They were fantastic against Villa the other night. I thought they made Villa look real ordinary. real ordinary. I thought the midfield battle was fantastic as well. They've got a couple of boys there in midfield that are real battlers for them and stuff like that and all. I thought they were really, really good. And they sliced Villa at times open at will, especially on the counter. They were really, really good. That's something we have to be careful about because that's where we've been caught a good few times this season. Those counter attacks that we're not always prepared for. But I would tell so. I did the preview dropped on the channel this morning as well for the Wolves game as well. Part of a double header as well because obviously we've Wolves again on Friday at the FA Cup at Molyneux again. May just stay there on our holidays or something like that, you know. Yeah, Darren, you're right. He has done excellent on the shoestring at Burnley. Certainly has.
Parker, absolutely.
Do we reckon that? I wonder. Do we reckon if West Ham goes down, would Nuno exit the building, and would they be looking for it? Would we look for a manager, or would he stick with them to bring them up? Maybe Nuno wouldn't fancy a season in the Championship or something like that, you know.
Well, I'll take him at Blackpool. I don't mind.
Oh, 100%. Right, let's get into Wednesday. Aston Villa, Chelsea.
Yeah, again, Villa haven't been great lately. Chelsea are a bit kind of hit and miss, so you know there'll probably be a few goals here, but I could see this being a score draw.
Brighton, Arsenal. Could we potentially have an upset at the Amex?
Danny Welbeck hat-trick all the way, isn't it?
Beautiful goal the other day. Took it one touch and then turned it, put it through a plethora of players. Really tidy finish. His close control is really nice.
I was just going to say that.
Really nice.
This season has kind of highlighted that. But like, we've had this argument in work a few times. Do you reckon it would warrant a place on the plane for the World Cup squad? Having that experienced goal scorer there, you know, and what you'd bring, you know.
I wouldn't be against it, but I think it'd be very tough to get him in there with what they have available.
It's a big leap. It's a big thing. But I think
and you're talking about an experienced goal scorer as well. I mean, you've Kane this season. What's he on? 49 goals this season.
We know, but he obviously he'd just be a squad player over there in the World Cup. But like, I don't think if he was called in, I don't think there'd be a lot of arguments considering his form this season. Like, you know. And by the way, all 3 goals in that game yesterday were unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the one I liked in terms of a team goal. It was the tidiest. It was really, really nice. And funny enough, he didn't play against us. He was on the bench against us. What about do we need to talk about James Milner getting a presentation yesterday from the Premier League, and then there was a kind of presentation afterwards in the dressing room or whatever it was. And fabulous pro, isn't he? When you look a professional footballer in the dictionary, James Milner's picture's there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's still mad looking at his picture from when he was playing with Leeds. And he's like only a young lad, like, and he looked, and now you look at him now and what he's been through, and he's going to have to reinvent himself over the years as well, hasn't he? With each kind of move that he had from Villa to Newcastle to yourselves, you know, he's done all, and he's had to reinvent himself again at Brighton, you know, playing for a manager that's younger than him, you know, that sort of way.
Your man who was giving the presentation yesterday, I think he said in the speech, he was saying, I spoke to this kid when he was playing for England under 16s or something.
Jesus Christ.
He said, here he is now 25 years later or something, and he's still nearly putting in 90 minutes for Brighton in the Premier League.
Absolutely. Like,
he's insane. He's insane.
He doesn't age, like he doesn't age. Like.
No, but really looks after himself as well. And what a guy! Like, do you know, the only thing, the fact that he still wanted to play and he ended up leaving us, I would have loved him to keep him around as a coach. What a guy to have in your academy as well. Like, can you imagine him school and underage? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what it means to be a professional. This is what it means to play for this club. This is how you look after your body, your mind, your soul, the whole thing. You know what I mean?
And in fairness,
and on top of a beautiful human being as well. You know,
he
has a real good nature.
Remember, he took the piss out of himself on Twitter and all, people saying he was bored, and then you see him just cutting grass and stuff like this.
Absolutely.
He's good crack that day. But and like I said, he could have easily tried to just drop to the Championship
and embracing the Roy Beana thing and all of
that. I know, fair play to him.
But Brighton, what do you reckon? Could they get something out of this? No.
Listen,
Arsenal have struggled. They're not humming, sure they're not. Like, they're seeing games out and they're getting wins.
And they're relying on a lot of set pieces as well when you look at it. I won't be surprised. Brighton could nick a win here, but I do think it'd be a draw. I know I'm sitting on the fence here for the last few games,
but
I think
that'd be a huge result.
I think it could be a draw here.
That'll be a great night, Wednesday night for football, actually. You'll have Brighton and Arsenal going at it, and City and Forest going at it. Top of the table, you know, so that'd be pretty cool. Fulham, West Ham. Massive game.
Another massive game. West Ham need a win, but I can't see it happening. I think seeing how Fulham played against Spurs and how they've been playing this season, I think they'll get a home win here.
Interesting. I think West Ham on their backs are to the wall. They'll find
They
something.
get something, but no, I
They'll
just
find
feel
something.
Fulham.
Yeah.
Like you look at Harry Wilson, another cracking goal yesterday as well. You know, Iwobi with a nice goal as well. So I think they get a home win here. Be 200 pounds for them at home.
I didn't say any pressers yet for City, Nottingham Forest, but I assume Haaland will probably be back for this one. I think
I'd
it was
say
only a niggle or something.
Yeah, I think it was a little knock. All right, yeah, you'd expect them.
Expect City pick up the points here.
100%. Yeah, I think this could be a 3 or 4-0 job here. You know,
Newcastle Man United back to the 90s. It feels
back to the 90s. Yeah, listen. It's one of those things, you know. We have momentum with us. Newcastle have been playing great. They look very shaky against Everton over the weekend. You know, they nearly got back into it. Tonali's shot, Pickford's world-class save, but they looked very open at times, you know. And particularly up in St James's Park, you'd expect them to be a lot tighter at the back and create a few more opportunities than they did. But yeah, listen, we're confident going into the game and. We'd be hoping to get a win, but we done it the hard way on Saturday. We didn't start off well. We went 1-0 down after 3 or 4 minutes, and we got back into the game. So I think we're gonna sneak this by a goal.
This match will suit you as well. Both wanting to play football.
Yeah.
This match will suit you. Yeah, it should be interesting though. Heap more pressure on Eddie Howe as well. A loss against you guys would be a concern, I would say. And then Thursday, of course, Tottenham, pending on the other results. Absolutely massive game against Crystal Palace, pending on how the other results go. Forest get beaten by City, West Ham get beaten by Fulham, and then if Leeds draw with Sunderland, this will feel again like another kind of free hit, won't it? Where they just, you know, it's kind of like relying on everyone else to mess up rather than actually go do the business yourselves. Would you expect Palace to pick up the win here at the new White Hart Lane?
You would think that, but it'd be very a Spursy thing to do to, you know, be beaten by Fulham in the last game and then go beat Palace at home and put on a performance. But yeah, just they haven't been that at the last while, you know. I think this could be an away win for Palace.
Interesting. Serious pressure on them.
Right,
wanted to get your thoughts on this. You know, obviously, we don't normally get into the political wrangles of what's going on in the world at times. Obviously, everything kicked off on Friday in Iran and stuff like that and all around the Middle East. Talk that Iran pulling out of the World Cup, I think it's kind of inevitable, depending on how long these events go on for and stuff like that. You know, it's absolutely crazy what's going on in the world at the moment. But the interesting thing is if they do pull out, the option may be Iraq. So can you imagine the irony of that?
Yeah.
You know, the World Cup in America, Iran pull out and get replaced by Iraq. Like you couldn't write this stuff.
You couldn't write
it. What's your general thinking? I mean, it'd be very difficult. The one thing I read yesterday was that I think they're mainly based on the West Coast for their games as well, the way it's panned out.
Okay.
And I read the other day that in that California state, there's something like 230,000 Iranians.
Jesus.
So big Iranian population there and stuff like that, who would have obviously been couldn't wait to see their team play in the World Cup, obviously. You know, because we remember the celebrations when they qualified and all, you know. But obviously world events, as so often they do, you know, they impinge on sport. What's your general thinking on this at the moment?
Yeah, no, it's like you said, he couldn't write it, you know, Iran going out and they're gonna replace him with Iraq, you know. It's been crazy and what we've seen over the last 48 to kind of 72 hours, what's been happening and stuff and what's happening in Dubai and stuff. And I had a gentleman in the shop today. He's living over in New Zealand. He's originally from Ringsend and he came back here because his dad hasn't been too well. And he's meant to be flying back to New Zealand on Thursday via Dubai.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. So he was like, but
I was listening. Were you listening to News Talk this morning? 5 women who went over to Dubai last Thursday. They're all celebrating their 40th this year. So the 5 of them said they go away, celebrate their 40th in Dubai, short vacation, 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. All of them, I think, as far as I know, have young kids, and they're all trapped in Dubai at the moment.
Jesus,
trapped in Dubai. Imagine going through that now.
And then Nicole sent me earlier, people are leaving reviews on the hotel website saying about bleeding been the
Yeah,
captain.
apparently
What
so.
the
Yeah,
hell, like
apparently
seriously.
so. Yeah,
And by
apparently
the
so.
way, and so over the, you were saying California and all is full of the Iranians and all.
Yeah, they estimate around around the southern Californian area. I think it is up to kind of middle, LA and stuff like that. They reckon anywhere between 130,000 and 220,000. I think I read Iranians there
And
that are settled there, working there, and either
and,
on visas or second generation who are
and
American or
cause
whatever as well.
answer me this: if they all say they hate Hulk Hogan, who's their dad?
God, the Iron Sheik,
Yeah,
baby, the Iron Sheik.
he was from
Yeah.
Iran, wasn't he?
Tehran, Iran, yeah, Tehran, Iran, the
Yeah.
Iron Sheik, baby.
Sorry, just had to
Imagine
get
he
that
was
in
still
there.
alive now. Imagine him on X today. He'd be
Jesus
getting
Christ,
Donald Trump in the camel clutch.
100%.
Remember he used to give Hogan and
Yeah,
all of them
he never dropped the
Ultimate
persona,
Warrior.
did he? Like?
Never, never. So remember he was doing the signing. He was at one of the Comic Cons, and it was like a Comic Con kind of thing. And Ultimate Warrior was there, and he came flying. He ran over my foot, by the way, in a mobile, one of those little mobility scooters, fecker. Didn't give a shit either. Out of the way, out of the way. Here he was, curling the mustache. Ran right over my foot with the scooter he did.
Jeez.
Yeah, I
That's
should have
because your
got it. I should have got him in the camel clutch.
that's 'cause your second name is Hogan.
Yeah, I should have
You
got him.
knew.
Yeah, because he knew my name was Hogan. Yeah, he got me in there. I should have got him in the camel clutch. Kicked him out of the mobility
He only
scooter.
died
That's
a
what I
few
should have.
years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, it was, absolutely. But yeah, can you imagine him now?
Oh
Donald Trump
man,
in the camel clutch. He was
jeez,
cheeky, baby. Rest in peace. He was absolutely crazy.
some man.
And the funny thing, when I was getting him to sign the pop, and you should see his signature now. It's like it's paint by numbers as well. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like, and
yeah,
I said to him, will you sign it down the side? Fuck the Mondays. Remember, he used to always post "fuck the
yeah,
Mondays,"
yeah.
and his agent came over, and because he was doing the radio show with your man on, is it Cyrus or whatever they're on? What's your man's name? The black curly hair,
Oh,
big level guy. He's always involved in controversy and stuff,
yes,
But
he
he was doing the thing. I can't remember his name. It was
Howard Stern, is it?
Howard Stern. Yeah, he was
Yes,
doing the show with Howard Stern, and he had signed up for that. His agent comes over and says he can't be doing things like that now. He's involved in the Howard Stern show. I said, "Are
seriously.
you for fucking real? The Howard Stern show?"
Fuck's sake, man.
And you're telling me that they have morals?
God's
I couldn't believe it. But there you go. Anyway, let's get in then. League of. If I could just get at it, there we go. Premier Division.
yes.
Bohemians on a tear at the moment. What a game against Shamrock Rovers the other night.
And even when it was 2-0, they were all over them, and you knew a third was coming. Then the third came, you thought a fourth was going to come. The crowd were immense as well. And then obviously Rovers make a few changes. They made 3 subs, brought on Jack Byrne, and
I was disappointed in that. I thought they would have made changes at half time. It was evident they were out of that game by a long stretch.
100%.
And I thought I was surprised he stuck with the tried and trusted. Now he'd obviously he had brought in a lot of youth as well, so he had rotated.
And here's one for you. A very similar situation that happened to us, happened to Bowes, where obviously they got a penalty, but it was only a yellow card, which I thought would have been a red card. I thought it was dogs out, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I thought Rovers were very lucky to see the game out for the remainder with 11 men. Great win from them, particularly taking the momentum of beating Derry away, which isn't an easy task, They played like you look at the results and the performance against Rovers and Derry and think where were they in the first few games, that sort of way. It's mad. Like the best Sligo away again, which isn't the easiest thing to do. I know Sligo are bottom, they just don't travel well. Up there it can be quite different. But fantastic win, and I'm sure the Bows fans are celebrating into Friday night, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's you kind of feel this season, obviously with what's happening with Daily Mount and stuff like that, they need to put points on the board early once they go on their travels and stuff, so really, really important. Derry with the turnaround.
Yeah, oh man. I couldn't believe when I seen it. Obviously I was watching the Bows and Rovers game, I was keeping an eye on the Shells game and the Pats game then as well.
Big up, Keith.
How are you, Keith? What's the story, man? Looking forward to seeing you. Is it tomorrow night you're on or Wednesday, cuz?
Wednesday.
Wednesday night, yeah.
Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, because you are on tomorrow night, isn't it?
We're on tomorrow night, yeah. We're on tomorrow night.
And who's is what are you 8 o'clock kickoff or it's 8:15?
Tell you now. I can tell you now. 8:15.
8:15, is it?
8:15, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Derry. Yeah. No. Listen, Derry. The first few games. How many? I think they scored about 5 goals in injury time over the opening few games because it's
Yeah.
been crazy. Like
Yeah.
Waterford played very well. Obviously scored in the first 20 odd minutes. Or no, first 19, 20 minutes or whatever it was. But yeah, great turnaround. And I said they'd be there or thereabouts. At the start of the season with the squad that they have and how they keep digging out results as well. Dundalk thought they got 3 points up there in the Brandywell and they equalised late on. And so a fantastic result for them,
Yeah, it was absolutely, it was such a capitulation, like.
Yeah, and Shane Duffy was in the crowd watching
That's
the
right,
other
yeah.
night as well, yeah.
Yeah. Holland out injured now, massive doubtful for Champions League and Carabao Cup final.
Really?
I thought it was only a knock. I thought they were
So
saying
that's
that
what I
they
heard as
expected
well.
him back this week.
Oh, that's what I
I had
heard.
read that they expect him back this week.
I heard the same thing as you, cuz. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else stick out for you there? Obviously, Pat's now after
Great
picking up
turnaround
3
with
tonight.
Chels as well. Going 1-0 down and coming back. They've been playing very, very well over the opening 3 or 4 games and great results. My cousin Dave was there texting me. Wasn't too hopeful for a while because after Drogheda scored, they were playing some good stuff. And yeah, we got back. Joey made a few changes and got back into the game. So fantastic. And the other one that sticks out to me is obviously Pats against Dundalk 4-0, very convincing. They have to be because from what I hear, Stephen Kenny's under quite a bit of pressure behind the scenes there. So they really needed that result on Friday night.
Yeah, just to let you know, there's full times there. As we said, Pats 1, Galway 0, and Birmingham have been beaten 3-1 by Middlesbrough, obviously to close the gap on Coventry at the top of the championship. And it looks like Getafe are going to run out 1-0 winners against Real Madrid. Real Madrid at home tonight. The Galacticos won't be too happy. Los Blancos will not be too happy with that result, that's for sure. Real Madrid having an indifferent season. Even though up there, I think they're still top of the league, from what I can imagine. Now Barcelona are top at the moment by 4 points.
Barcelona.
So Real won't be happy dropping 3 points tonight to Getafe at home. Let's get into Division 1. What'd you make of this? Obviously, the big one was Cork down at Turner's Cross against Bray Wanderers. Cork winning 1-0.
Yeah,
Bray with an indifferent start to the season, mid-table at the moment. They would have been trying to push again to go again. Third time's a charm, really.
Yeah. No, it is. It has been. They've won one, lost one, drew one there now. So again, I think that their home performances be pivotal this season, as they have done over the last few years, particularly. If you look at Cork, they were favourites from the off to go back up. Not a lot of people would have expected that loan after 3 games to be there.
Greg's in, big old Greg.
How are you, Greg?
How are you?
The man from Bray himself.
I heard congratulations are in order as well, Greg.
Congrats, my congratulations. Friend. I only seen that the other day. Congrats, pal.
Congrats,
fair
my
play.
Friend. Congrats, my friend.
We take
either congrats or commiserations, but we'll go with congrats. We'll go with congrats.
Unless the baby was conceived in Cork, and that's why he said.
Maybe. I never even made that connection. There you
never
go.
Know. You never
listen,
know.
Congrats, Greg. Fair play.
Well done, pal. Delighted for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think Bray. Listen, Bray be thereabouts with Cork. No, I don't think anyone expected, particularly after last year, alone to be, where they are after a few games unbeaten. But they're ones obviously I'm keeping an eye out for this season. And yeah, I think overall a few draws in the other games and stuff like that. Nothing kind of out of the ordinary, if I'm being honest.
At loan, riding high still as well. Your boy Rob's down there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying there. Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for them. They're on a bit of a streak at the minute, unbeaten. Considering, at the start of the season, like I said on here before, You know, they hadn't won in 22 games. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like when you think about it.
What do you make of the drop off with Treaty?
They lost some players there at the
Okay.
start of the season, and they brought a few of the younger lads up as well. And there was actually they were in trouble for a while. It looked like they might have lost their insurance, but they came through with it and stuff like that. They missed they nearly missed the deadline for their insurance, so there was a few things
Okay.
happening there. So, but yeah, listen, like I said, they've started off, 3 defeats. It doesn't get any worse than that.
Haven't scored a goal.
They will pick
Conceded
up
4.
points. I think they might do what Longford did a few seasons ago. They could really struggle and only get like 10, 12 points or whatever. But again, they can't be relegated, so they won't be worrying for now,
Real nil, Getafe 1. Master Nuno sent off. Real Madrid.
Bonkers. Is that Jack, is it?
No, Bonkers was Bonkers. Jack is now Red Rain, I think is the name of his Red Rain, yeah. Bonkers is the OG. Bonkers is the OG. Bonkers, that's for sure. Yeah, what a game last night. Better as Roma and Juve 3-3. Yeah, absolutely insane. Mental
And talking of the Amsterdam thing, Stephen Weaver, Stephen, the Legends physio.
Yeah.
He's been on it. He's been sending me the AC Milan jersey. He's going to order and this, that, and the other. So,
yeah,
watch this space.
Interesting. He does like a jersey.
You've seen the pictures,
He showed me the pictures. He does like a jersey. Yeah, the same on Facebook when I'm sharing some of the social media stuff out there as well. Folks, if you get a chance, check out Kelly's Heroes. It's up there on Facebook and everything, and on Instagram. And we shared a little video package I put together of Jaap Stam as well. What a player!
And can you remember what he said his pride and joy jersey is?
Stephen Weaver.
Yeah.
This is the Ronaldo one.
Yeah, you remember it.
Yes, because he said it to us at the Leeds meet and greet.
Yeah, he has Ronaldo's second jersey from the cup final in Cardiff, the Champions League final in Cardiff. He has. So something else, man.
He was telling us about the British Open as well, the Claret Jug.
Yes.
Remember the story about the Claret Jug with Pádraig Harrington and all as well? Yeah.
Stories. He was with Katie Taylor there a few weeks ago, and then
tell us, Isis, what's going on? Vinny Jr. kicking off again. Getafe now have just had a player sent off as well. Vinny Jr. just sent off as well.
Was he?
This is bedlam at the moment.
Jeez,
Vinny Jr. must have been just sent off for Real Madrid, and Adrian Lisso has been sent off for Getafe. Must be all kicking off.
Jesus Christ.
Must be all kicking off. So Real have had... did Real have 2? That is mad. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ, that's mad, isn't it?
Getafe beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu thanks to Santorano's Golazzo. Crazy stuff. Kicking off again. Vinny Jr. sent off 90 plus 5, and then followed up Adrian Lisso sent off as well for a second yellow. Vinny Jr. was a straight red. Wonder if it's violent contact. See 3 games, is it?
Yeah, 3 games.
We shall see. Yeah, that's really it. That's everything I have for you. So,
are you doing a watch along tomorrow?
No, I'm not doing a watch along tomorrow. I think I might be doing a double one on Friday. So I'll cover the FA Cup, and then I think who's playing. What's the Dublin Derby on Friday?
Where Shells are playing Pats.
That's the one. That's the one I'm covering.
And then
Shells
next
versus
Monday
Pats.
night goes Shells and Rovers in the rearranged game. Remember the one that was called off a few weeks ago?
Monday night. We might do a watch along for that then as part of the show.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
we'll do a watch along for that as part of the show because it's FA Cup weekend as well. So we won't review. We can review it on the side if you want.
Yeah.
So I don't know what time is that. Is that 8 o'clock?
I think it's 7:45. Let me just double check here now.
Next Monday, 7:45. Yeah, you're spot on.
Yeah.
7:45.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll put together something. Obviously, we'll have the show, so we'll see. Maybe 7:45. So if we went, maybe I don't know what time you'll be home. If we went live at 8:30, we get the whole of the second half.
We'll see how Georgia goes on.
We'll see how we do.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100% sounds like.
I heard Mbappe is out for the season on World Cup with an ACL. I don't know how true that is, to be honest. Did he do it in the game tonight? He's playing tonight, wasn't he?
He was, isn't he?
He wouldn't know. They wouldn't know already that he's done an ACL, would they?
Not that fast. It'll take you a day or so.
That'd be very quick. Yeah, absolutely. If even that quick, you know what I mean? I didn't hear that. He was playing tonight, as far as I know, because Ace just told us earlier he was having a nightmare. I don't know. Rice looks injured yesterday. He does, yeah. He hobbled off yesterday. That's right.
He had a knock, yeah. He got a knock
Yeah,
yesterday.
quite a knock. It's mad. He gets a knock and they still keep on playing him, and then eventually they take
Yeah.
him off and he's hobbling, like, you know.
Yeah,
Ireland versus Wales on Friday.
Yeah, Friday night.
Paul O'Connell being interviewed saying he doesn't want any talk of the Triple Crown at the moment. Just focus on the games.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Doesn't want too much Triple Crown talk at the moment. So I can understand that. Focus on the games. You know yourself. You drop a clanger to Wales and then all of a sudden the game against England's irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know? So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, folks, we will be back Wednesday. Don't forget to check out the shorts and all. I did do a preview for the Wolves game as well tomorrow night. So we'll probably give you a reaction to that once it's done as well. And then Wednesday night, back with the crew, Pro Wrestling Weekly. We'll be going through Elimination Chamber, Raw, what it means for WrestleMania. No doubt we'll talk about Demolition being inducted into the Hall of Fame as everything starts to take shape over the next 6 weeks as the road to Las Vegas is very much alive. Thursday, I'll be back with Darren. As always, Thursday Tier Talk, we'll preview the FA Cup, plus all the latest football news and stuff like that, as well as we always do. Big up, Anto. Hope you're good.
There we are, Anto.
And then Friday, hopefully the double watch along. Shells versus Pats. Is it Pats versus Shells?
Yeah.
Pats versus Shells and FA Cup Wolves versus Liverpool. That will be the double watch along, hopefully on Friday. And then that's it. Back into then another week, and we're alive and kicking. And here we go.
Nearly Paddy's Day then.
Oh, and also check out Bren's SmackDown show on Saturday with Emma. Always a good show to check out as well. Big up, lads. Love it, Bonkers. Thanks for joining us as always.
Cheers, Bonkers.
Love having us on. Big thank you to everyone in the chat as well. They're always here supporting us on the football shows, on the wrestling and stuff. Hope you're enjoying the content as well. And again, if you have any suggestions, always let us know, folks. We're always open to suggestions and stuff like that as well. And any of you who can come along to the match on the 16th of May, come along and have the crack. The tickets aren't that expensive, and you'll get to meet some stellar footballers, regardless of who you follow. Some of these lads are icons of the Premier League and stuff like that, Premiership and stuff. So let's see what happens there. So until next time, cuz, pleasure as always.
Cheers, cuz.
And we'll talk to you all again real soon. Cheers.
Cheers, lads.